Hi everybody, it's the 18th of March 2025 and the PUBG Battlegrounds 2025 roadmap, or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as I still like to call it, has been released, and this is a real fascinating one. And in the description below this video you'll see a link to the video, which is quite long, it's about half an hour, but it's definitely worth going through and watching, because there's lots of exciting things coming to PUBG in 2025. Headlines are we're having a modern version for console, so a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and Series X version will be coming later on this year. They don't say what's happening to the old Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version though. Presumably there'll be cross-play between those. Kind of like a modding Lite is coming as well, where you'll be able to create your own modes and environments as well. That looked very cool. So that looks very, very exciting. And there isn't going to be any new maps coming, but the existing maps are going to be worked on and changed, and there's going to be a rebalancing to the meta as well. You know, which guns are the best, that sort of stuff. So what I thought we would do is, in this video we'll just read through the salient points, and you can click through to the official website and watch the video and go through some of the other stuff at your leisure as well. So let's get started. Hello players, first of all, happy 8th anniversary to you all. As we celebrate our 8th anniversary, we want to express our deepest gratitude to all the players who've been part of this journey. Your unwavering support and passion have made these 8 incredible years possible. Today we're excited to share our development plans for 2025, which are just as important as the journey we've taken so far. 2024 was truly a meaningful year for PUBG. From the launch of Rondo to the destructible Sandhawk, we introduced new systems, vehicles, weapons and modes, pushing forward relentlessly. While preparing for the adoption of Unreal Engine 5, we aim to minimise any potential gaps in our live service. More than just delivering updates, we prioritise listening to what players truly wanted and incorporating that feedback into the game. Furthermore, we personally met with players worldwide, continuously reflecting on what kind of experience PUBG should offer players in different regions. We believe those efforts have led to meaningful results. Today, we sincerely thank all our long-time players and those who have recently joined the PUBG journey. In 2025, we'll focus on 3 key areas to drive PUBG's growth: developing exciting new content, enhancing the live service, and building up long-term sustainability. Our goal is to expand the experience with new content, refine systems for stability, and lay a strong foundation to keep PUBG with you for years to come. Before we delve into the details, please keep in mind that the plans and timelines we're sharing today are subject to change. Additionally, this isn't everything we have in store. Some content is still in early development and will reveal more in the future. All that said, let's dive into the PUBG Battlegrounds, or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds 2025 roadmap. So if you've been here from the beginning, like me, from back in 2017 when it came out on PC, but I first started playing it on Xbox, it's been great, hasn't it? When you think PUBG's still here 8 years later, you know, before we know it, it will be 10 years, and I think, yeah, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? So, world update, expanding the PUBG world. And PUBG worlds aren't just battlegrounds, they are spaces where players embark on the journey of land, loot, survive, shaping their own unique stories along the way. This year we're taking it even further, expanding the worlds in exciting new ways. At the end of the year we'll be launching major world updates. While we won't be introducing an entirely new map, we're transforming the old beloved maps, offering completely new ways to experience them. Stay tuned for worlds that feel both familiar and new. I think for me, the thing about it is, I think it's great that we have updates to the map and the maps, but it's always nice to then go, right, okay, let's take it back to this version. And one of the things they talk about is, in fact, it's in this one, various events and strengthening interaction. We'll be putting more focus on collaborations and seasonal updates, bringing unique events and themes to the game world. Instead of feeling static and repetitive, the world will change with the seasons, offering fresh atmospheres and gameplay experience. And that's not all. We're introducing the destructible terrain feature to Tego, Miramar and Erangel, allowing players to interact with the world like never before. We can't unveil everything just yet, but one thing is certain: the world of PUBG will continue to evolve in new ways. So hopefully that means you'll have like a snow version of Erangel. I kind of watching the video, I kind of was thinking, why didn't they do that already? Why didn't we have like a summer I mean, at least summer and winter version of each map that wasn't in the tropics. You know, I don't think you'd want a winter map of Sanhok or Miramar, but definitely for Erangel, you could have a snow version, couldn't you? And for the snow map, which I've forgotten the name of, you could have, which they kind of turned into a spring or an autumn map, didn't they? By having a big chunk of it with not snow on it. You could have a completely snow version and then a version with no snow at all. We've read that, haven't we? Developing expandable content. At PUBG, we're constantly exploring new content to expand gameplay experience, and in 2025, we'll continue experimenting with and improving various features, including player actions, vehicles, and items. Rather than focusing on short-term updates, our goal is to develop content that can be enjoyed long-term and seamlessly integrated across all maps. First, we're working on diversifying and polishing player actions. This includes expanding vehicle-related actions and enhancing the H key functionality to introduce new interactions, such as pulling open doors or throwing items. These features are currently being tested and reviewed. So in the video, they showed them throwing grenades out of cars as you're driving along. I think it was grenades anyway. And they also showed a camo net for cars, which I thought was a brilliant idea. You know, you pull up and you throw a camo net over your car to make it a little bit less obvious. Expanding actions, diversifying interactions, and enhancing Battle Royale combat. Battle Royale content will also see additions and improvements. We're introducing new items like a camouflage net to conceal vehicles, while enhancing the flare gun UI and match log to provide a clearer overview of combat flow. Additionally, we're polishing various UI elements and gameplay sounds to improve visual and audio feedback, creating a more immersive combat experience. Enhancing interactive elements. Interaction elements within the world will also be expanded beyond simply utilising existing map elements. We're adding animal AI to bring more life to the environment. New interactive objects like gas tanks that release smoke when destroyed. They look very good, actually. I didn't see anything in the video about animal AI. Maybe I missed that. I mean, we have got chickens, haven't we? Is it Rondo or Tego that has chickens that squawk when you go near them? I think that's quite a fun addition. We'll add new tactical layers to engagements. Furthermore, interactive objects such as pots and vending machines will be added across all maps, allowing for a more dynamic and varied gameplay experience. Yeah, I've got no problem with that. You know, I mean, the idea is that PUBG, it is a game show, isn't it? So it would make sense that you could use coins, find coins or something, and then go up to a vending machine and get some bandages out of it, or get some energy drinks, that sort of stuff. The smoke that gas tanks release looked really good in the video as well. You could imagine being in a situation where, say, you're in a warehouse and maybe you're outnumbered, and so you fire at a few of these gas tanks, cause explosions, and there's smoke that you can then use to your advantage. Improving existing modes and introducing new modes. Over the past year, PUBG has expanded beyond Battle Royale, offering unique experiences through a variety of modes that have met with incredible enthusiasm. From permanent modes like Team Deathmatch and Intense Battle Royale, to community-driven content like Hot Drop mode, and even the genre-defying excitement of Survivors Left Behind, the overwhelming support and passion from players have made this past year especially meaningful. This year, we'll continue improving existing modes like TDM, IBR, and Hot Drop, while experimenting with new modes based on player feedback. Modes that receive positive feedback like Hot Drop may return or even transition into long-term content. Additionally, we're expanding popular event modes, including the return of PUBG with a new stage, the introduction of the roguelike mode Project Cyclops, developed based on the PUBG framework, and SLB Miramar, and expanding content based on a specific map. Looked quite funny, didn't it? Creating high-quality modes through co-development. We're exploring new ways to create high-quality, well-crafted modes through co-development with external studios. Project Cyclops is part of this initiative, and while it won't launch this year, we're targeting the first half next year for the release of a payday mode, so the heist mode, developed in collaboration with Starbreeze, the people behind Payday, funnily enough. Modes in PUBG are more than just events. They're a key part of expanding the way players experience the game. So they talk about they've got a couple of premium automotive brand collaborations coming this year as well. And they say in the video again, they say it's really important that you can customize your vehicle as well. Player-driven collaborative content and collaboration in new areas. Again, I think it'll probably be more K-pop stuff that we're going to be getting. The new contender system. New high-end content, Contender. PUBG, we've always aimed to introduce items that offer a more unique and premium customised experience without compromising gameplay. Progressive weapon skins and special vehicle skins are a great example of this effort. This year we're building on that approach with a brand new system called Contender. Contender is designed to be a high-end character system that enhances individuality and immersion. It will feature dynamic visual transformations tied to its setting, along with exclusive features and new progression elements. While details are still being finalised, we plan to introduce the first character through the workshop. Stay tuned for more updates on Contender. So I guess these are going to be more detailed player skins, probably, or something, that you can customise more. Expansion and advancement of premium content. While we talk about premium content in PUBG, it doesn't simply refer to paid items. It includes all currencies, items and progression-based content that hold in-game value, such as BP or battle points. Moving forward, we'll continue evolving and expanding premium content to offer even more exciting experiences. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm, and we look forward to having you with us as we continue exploring new ways to bring fresh and engaging content to PUBG. Excellent. And then they went on to talk about bringing together the experiences between normal play, ranked play, and esports. So the idea is that it becomes easier for an ordinary person to jump into ranked, because they'll see. I guess the idea is if you watch the esports, that will be closer to what you're playing in normal mode. So that means you're more likely to have a go at ranked, or if you jump into ranked, you won't be confused because of the different things that happen. Kind of, it always makes sense. I mean, I never quite understood why they weren't all the same anyway, apart from having maybe faster circles in esports, so the games don't last as long. But yeah, excellent, good stuff. Gunplay, again, they talked about the meta and how they really want to mix things up. So what they're going to do is continue having like regular balance changes to the weapons, but the idea is at least once a year you'll have a big meta change where maybe we'll see the advantage go to SMGs or to 5.56. A real rebalancing of the game to make you think about your loadouts. And they stress how that with this, excuse me while I take a drink, they're going to make sure they communicate that to people as well. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm not sure it's completely necessary. They should do it in the way that Call of Duty still does it. Or I guess used to do it, in the fact that you balance guns through accuracy, damage, recoil, weight, and how damage falls off over distance. And so you'll always have the fact that in close up, within, I don't know, 5 meters, the shotgun will always be the best thing. And then maybe out to 15 meters, the SMG will take people down fastest. And then you go further, then you have your assault rifle has the sweet spot in the middle. And then at long ranges, you have your sniper rifle. And so you'll always have a gun that is good at a particular distance, but no gun is best at all distances. And I kind of think that's the way they do it. So the player has to choose their engagement distance. Like if you ever played a lot of PUBG, that's what you would have to do. If you wanted to get up close and personal with people with shotguns, you had to play that way. You had to make sure you hugged cover and would close down players. But if you're, say, running like an LMG or a marksman rifle, you would purposely try and get distanced from players. So I'm not sure they really have to flick stuff around a lot. And then the other way that you control it with recoil. The problem they have, though, I think, with recoil, especially on PC, and to a certain extent on console, is the way that which players are able to counter recoil now. I don't know whether recoil really becomes a valid way to balance weapons, because good players, veteran players, are so good at controlling recoil that recoil doesn't matter. They can full auto with a 4x on, on an assault rifle. So I'm not sure that that's such a thing that there has to. I think it really has to be damage over distance is something you can kind of work with. But there we go, just some ideas. So they talked about ranked play, and you're going to be able to see better when you are in ranked play and as you are ranking up You'll be able to see your progression better, with the UI elements and things like that. They're reducing the number of tiers. So they're going to make it so that the AI are better as well, so they're not as dumb, so they look a lot more like real players, and they'll be more proactive in finding cover or getting towards the zone, which is good. I mean, no problem with that. I mean, I've always said in many of my PUBG videos, I wouldn't mind having a version of PUBG where it's single player, it's me just versus AI. I'd love that, because it means I could practice and get better at it again. Clan system, talked a little bit about that, and the survivor pass and the crafter pass. I don't really use them. I've never been impressed by the skins or the stuff that you get in the passes anymore, because I'm really into the milsim stuff, but they're going to rework that, so that's good. And then we've got down here, so UGC, user generated content. Now this is very exciting. So they showed quite a bit of this in the video, and what it looks like is you'll have like an editor that you can go into, and in this editor you'll be able to choose your game modes that you want your custom game to have, and then you can, I guess, choose maps and also place down elements as well. And they're going to start off with like a team deathmatch that you can create and play with yourself. And I think they're going to really kind of play around with this, and you'll be able to save them. And then download other people's user-generated content. Ultimately, what we really wanted, and I think PlayerUnknown's Brendan Green's vision was to have mods, and I think if PUBG had mods, proper modding support, then that would be something else. But they don't. But this is modding Lite, and it's great that it's going to be there, because when you draw on the imagination of the worldwide player base of the game, the sky's the limit. You've just got to look to Armour and DayZ for things like that, and how it extends and expands the life of a video game. Transition to current generation consoles again. See, they don't talk about what's going to happen in terms of whether they're going to bin PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I wouldn't have thought they would do, but who knows. They talked a lot about anti-cheat, about how they're tackling that. Cheating is a massive issue on PUBG PC, and I'm really glad we don't have crossplay onto console. Unreal Engine 5, they're kind of at a pre-release still of this, so they've got a long way to go, and giving us the idea that really the Unreal Engine 5 project is all about PUBG Year 9, Year 10, Year 11. And I think that the biggest thing they'll have is keeping the gameplay snappy and sharp, because it's all right having it look beautiful in Unreal Engine 5, but will you be able to keep the lag down? Will you be able to make PUBG still feel the way that it should do, which is fast? Like in the same way that Call of Duty have always gone after, it has to be 60 frames a second. No matter what hardware it's running on, it's got to be 60 frames a second. And I think with PUBG, they've got to say, it has to be snappy. It has to be quick. Graphics cannot supersede the feel of the game. But we'll see what happens as we're going along like that. And then there was a section on esports, but I'm not really into esports. I do watch a bit of PUBG esports every now and again. It's very exciting. But there we go. So PUBG Battleground 2025 roadmap. I'll put a link to the blog post in the description below this video, so you can watch the video yourself. But it's very exciting. Again, 8 years in. Who would have thought? What do you think though? Put your questions and comments down below. And of course, I'll see you again soon.